what's it called, the pack these days?
Excuse me?
Shipping. The supermarkets.
What?
Supermarkets.
Yeah, alright. Alright, oh. Everyone in frame? What do you reckon? Oh man. Alright. What are you doing?
Just making sure I'm in frame.
You're in frame, man. You're in frame. Well, I can go back now. It's not like mattresses here. Like so. Yeah, that looks rough.
If we, do you reckon if we open up that?
Nah, because you want the. You want the. So you need to go to the size. What are you laughing at? Hey.
Boys!
Can you not do that? It makes me have to like go through and make sure that you haven't said like boys real loud. Come on, man.
It's our own defenders of the earth.
Alright, what happened in this film?
Have a look, I almost finished this.
Albums around your mouth.
What?
Wait, but have a look at like the title of this.
Escape from 2.
I thought it was Escape From originally. Then I was like, nah, it's Escape to Witch Mountain. And then I realised that I was almost watching the wrong movie. And it's Return From.
Did we watch the right movie?
Yes. Which one did you watch?
I thought it was Escape.
No, do not do this to me, alright?
No, I'm pretty sure we watched the same movie.
Yeah.
I hope this is not recording
It is.
while I'm finishing my
Don't
sandwich.
make jokes like, "Wait, record me my sandwich." Hey. Hey. Oh, you been recording? Nah, lucky I got another sandwich. You're just eating tuna and cheese.
That's all we got, man. Supermarket's broke.
Man, alright. Is you done?
Yeah, I'm not going to eat it.
Huh?
Yeah.
You're just going to leave it there?
I'll take it outside. Is this what you want from me?
Just, what are we going to leave it here for? Smell like tuna.
Well, it's not like people got smell-o-vision.
I do. Come on, I've got things to do. Goodness me.
All right. Do you want me to start this off or do you want to start off this week?
Start it.
All right, welcome back to the Back Catalogue, the podcast in which me and my friend Vincent over here, we talk about, we take a deep dive into Disney Plus and we unlock some of the hidden gems or some of the hidden pieces of trash. We'll find out what we've unlocked today. Today we're focusing on
Escape, return from, to, from Witch Mountain is what I've written here.
we got very confused as to what movie we were going to do today because there's so many iterations of Witch Mountain movies.
They don't really make sense. Escape from... Hold on, one of them's Escape to.
Yeah.
And the other one's Return from.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense, but it's confusing.
It's so confusing, especially when they're laid out in random order on Disney Plus streaming service.
It didn't even tell... Is this a sequel to Escape 2?
It is. It is a sequel, so we're focused on a sequel, and the reason we've done that is because there's no method to what we're doing here.
There's no method to the madness.
There's no method to the madness. We just saw the...
And no one's stopping us.
What are you going to do, stop us? I mean, if you paid us money, you would be able to, but patreon.com.
We didn't have Patreon.
We might.
Don't plug the Patreon, we don't have one.
So we are watching Return from Witch Mountain. Now, before we get into it, I like to give people some facts.
Give us some facts.
All right. So this came out in 1975. It got a 50% on the Rotten Tomatoes.
Ooh, it's a rough one.
Oh, it's even. As I said in the last one of the other films that we did, 100 people voted on it. 50 people voted for 100%, and 50 people voted 0%. So that's not that bad. It just depends on where you sit. Now, it also, on the IMDb, it's got a 5.9 out of 10. So that's average.
So if there's 10 people that voted, 5 voted, 5.9 voted 0 out of 10.
Yeah.
4.1 voted 10 out of 10. Check the statistics.
Check them. Now, this movie also made a whopping $20 million domestically.
Man, these are...
Domestically.
These are
so
hits.
Just in America. Just in the US.
These are hits. $20 million. Like, okay, yeah, whatever. It's not blockbuster, but, you know.
And
these are, I mean, this one might have been difficult to make because it's a bit of CGI.
there's a bit of CGI going on.
But they
in
don't
this.
seem too high budget.
No, absolutely.
Not that I've got any, grasp of how much movies cost to make at all, but...
Yeah. And they don't give us the stats. That was something I'm looking for.
Yeah.
I've not been able to find the budget for these movies, but the box office, 20 mil.
So did this go to cinemas?
Didn't say.
Or was it straight to VCR?
It did not say. So it could have been straight to VCR or TV, but there was no inclination as to whether it was going to cinemas. But let's get into it, Vincent.
Let's get into it. Hold on. What's the synopsis they've given? What is?
The Disney Plus
Disney
synopsis.
Plus synopsis.
Let me get that up for you, sir. So the Disney Plus synopsis. Completely forgot about this. This is my job, and I've completely forgot about it, Vincent.
Yeah.
Your job is just to be the best looking person in the video. That's right. This is being filmed right now. If you want to see it, head to YouTube. All right. So this is the synopsis. Give you a bit of a understanding of what happens in this movie. And it's not 1975. It's 1978. I was wrong. Sinister masterminds manipulate a boy's supernatural powers for their own devious gains. That's a good sum up of the movie. Disney do a good job of doing it in one sentence.
Yeah, it makes our job hard.
Yeah.
As professional synopsis writers.
Yeah, which we never do.
Yeah.
I'm hoping you did one today.
I did.
Okay, good.
Did you?
Yeah, I did. But I'll come up with it as we go. Anyway, let's get into it. How does this movie open?
There's a spaceship.
There is a UFO.
There's a UFO that is roughly CGI'd onto the screen.
Yeah. So they did a really nice job of going over what looked like, I'm pretty sure it's set in San Francisco, going over like hills within San Francisco. And then they just pasted a picture of a UFO into the screen.
That's it. That's it. They've animated only in the old like cartoons where they're like, oh, one of these rocks is going to open up a secret passage.
Yeah.
And the rock that opens the secret passage is completely different to all the other ones because it's actually been drawn.
Yeah.
The rest of them are just like...
They're part of the background.
They're part of the background.
Right. Yeah.
That's it.
It's very much what it looks like. Yeah. I laugh at like old school CGI, right? But I would never be able to do anything close to that. Like I was so bad at... Remember the IT subject when we had to make was it a UFO or a car move forward?
Oh, yeah.
That's hard work.
Yeah, animation.
Animation is hard work. I know this is, wasn't the best, but man, I wouldn't be able to do it. And I know that's not my job. My job is a full-time professional podcaster. Do this fortnightly. I make ends meet from this. But what happens? The UFO eventually lands in
Some
the
stadium.
Rose Park.
Yeah, some stadium.
Some big old stadium.
Yeah.
And 3 people pop out.
Yeah.
An old man and 2 kids who are the main characters of the movie. The 2 kids.
2 kids. One of them's called Johnny?
Tony?
Tony. And the other one's called Tia.
That's right. These...
50%. It's got 50% to start the movie.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
that's true.
Correct.
50% correct.
Yep.
These are the 2 individuals that are returning from Witch Mountain.
They returned from Witch Mountain. They were at Witch Mountain.
Yeah.
They've come back. They've returned.
So
they were here. They were at the location they were currently at.
Yeah.
At this point in time in the movie. Mm-hmm. They went to Witch Mountain.
Yeah.
They've now returned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're the titular returners from Witch Mountain. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
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 That's their job.
Yeah.
In this movie.
That's what they do.
Now, when they walk out, the reason that they've come back to Earth, whether or not Witch Mountain is on Earth, but the reason that they've come back to this spot that they're in right now in this part of the movie, the Rose Park, is because they're going to hang out with humans.
They just want to have some fun. Apparently they've been crunching the numbers for too long. They've been pushing in buttons and whatnot at work or whatever they do.
Yeah.
And they're coming to just let loose, have a vacation.
It's vacation. It's a vacation for them.
For these kids, these children.
For these children.
Who may or may not be aliens.
Yeah. We didn't watch the first one. That would have given us more detail. But you know what? We didn't need to.
They're basically like part of the X-Men.
Yeah.
Roughly.
We'll go over their powers as we go on because they progress as the film progresses as well. Now, they walk out and they get to a gate. The boy, Tony, he's like, oh, I know how to do this, and just starts hovering over the top of the gate. And the old man's like, no, you mustn't let the power flow through you so readily. There's some
This isn't the Star Wars universe.
Yeah.
What's the man's name?
Emperor Palpatine.
Emperor Palpatine.
There's some Emperor Palpatine action going on. There's some Yoda versus Emperor Palpatine in Star Wars Episode 3 going on later on in this film.
Yep. 100%.
It's crazy. Evil versus good. Light versus dark. We'll come into that a bit. We'll get into that later. But no, instead, the boy comes down and then the girl
just unlocks
uses
the gate
with her mind.
Yeah.
So it's like...
She's doing the hands on the temples, you gotta think real hard.
The Professor X sort of...
Professor X, yeah.
Both of those things, the gate still unlocks by breaking the...
No, it doesn't break it. It just, it unlocks. It just unlocks.
Oh,
and then they walk out and then she relocks it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
With their mind. But she didn't have to do these ones. The hands on the temple. Think real hard.
She didn't have to?
No. Just happened.
Oh.
Yeah. It's very unclear whether
they need to do that or not.
Yeah.
It's inconsistent throughout the whole film.
Yeah.
But they meet... When they get out of there, there's a taxi driver who's been waiting there for a while. And this is one of Vincent's favourite actors now of all time.
I don't know his name.
No, me neither.
But he was present in The World's Strongest Man.
He was.
The Strongest Man in the World.
Yep.
And The Shaggy DA.
He was, yes.
Yeah.
He was present in both. And who was that, Vincent?
He was the New Yorker.
The New Yorker.
The dude that... He's from the Bronx. He could possibly be part of the mafia. And... He's been fired from the mafia. He's now driving taxis.
He's driving taxis. He's a good guy this time.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a good guy until he tries to... Oh, he accidentally almost runs over all 3 of them.
Yeah.
The dude gets in his car and just reverses right back towards these people.
Yeah, he's a terrible... And in future, he says they're going to give me an award for being 20 years, no crashes, safest driver.
Yeah, best driver in the league.
This man's accelerating like it's the NASCAR.
Yeah, he's very angry, this man. He's very angry not only about the fact that he was waiting there so long, but about the fact that there's other people on the road that aren't taxi drivers, bus drivers, or train drivers. He's
like,
angry.
leave it to the professionals.
Yeah. Even though he's driving around like a maniac on these streets.
He also is wearing he looks like an astronaut without the helmet. He's wearing the like reflective, like silver.
Yeah, his
like,
jacket.
It was Buzz Aldrin, Neil Armstrong, and this man.
And the New Yorker. He is like, in this movie, he's a discount whoever Robert De Niro was in Taxi Driver. He's just got a lot to say about society.
Yeah, that's right.
And he's angry at the world.
Yeah, at one point he's talking to a goat about it. Stay
That's
tuned.
That's a bit of
Stay
foreshadowing.
tuned. Yeah.
That is some foreshadowing. And by foreshadowing, you literally said what he does later in the movie.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. It's more like there's no shadow, it's just the sun directly on this person. But no, I'm going to call him Discount Robert De Niro in this movie because he's Discount Robert De Niro.
Yeah.
He's budget Robert De Niro.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because that's exactly what it is. He even looks like him. But a budget version.
Yeah, sure.
For the people who haven't seen the movie, budget Robert De Niro.
Get that picture in your head.
Get that picture in your head.
Think about it.
Now, another reason this guy's the worst taxi driver is they're driving into the city and his car breaks down and he's like, I wonder what's happened. And one of the kids, I think Tony, says, it's because the fuel gauge is on E. And he's like, no, it's not. I checked earlier. Like the guy didn't realise that his fuel was going low.
He's basically run out of petrol.
He ran out of
He's a taxi driver that's run out of petrol.
And passed he only recently passed a petrol station as well. But I know they didn't have lights back then or like things that beeped when you got past, a certain point when it was getting close to empty. But man, if you're a taxi driver, surely you're aware. You're in your car that much that you're aware. My man's has been doing it for 19 years and he doesn't know when his thing's going to go empty.
Hey man, it's a reflection of society. We're empty. Right?
Oh.
It's deeper meaning. Find the deeper meaning.
Whoa.
That's not what it was.
No, it wasn't.
It was just a point in the plot to progress.
It was a plot device.
It was a plot device.
Plot device.
Because then he decides to leave these two kids in the car with all the windows open in the middle of the day in it's just like an industrial district.
Yeah.
There's just warehouses everywhere. And he goes, all right, I'm going to go get some petrol. You guys stay here.
You guys stay here. One, I'm still waiting on so they haven't actually paid him for the taxi drive yet.
No.
So for all he knows, they could have left, which inadvertently they do, but
Some foreshadowing.
some foreshadowing. But they're little kids in this industrial area that does not look very nice.
They're like 12,
Yeah, they'd be
roughly.
about 12.
10 to 12.
Yeah.
That kind of vicinity.
I've actually got a very fun fact about Tia that I'm going to share at the very end of the episode, a bit of trivia.
Is that foreshadowing the rest of the end of the episode?
Yeah. Now, what happens is when the car stops, Tony has a vision.
There's a vision. That's So Raven.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah, he does the like go anyway. He does the That's So Raven.
If this guy was still in movies, it wouldn't be That's So Raven, it'd be That's So Tony.
That's right.
TST.
TST. Yeah.
But what does he see in this vision? It's actually quite funny.
Does he see anything?
Yeah. He sees the man falling off the roof.
Oh. Oh yeah.
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 So he actually, then this is why this movie, they're not really clear on what powers they have. But he sees into the future and sees a man falling off of a roof.
Yeah. And then he's like, hey, someone's going to get hurt or someone's going to die.
Got to go save him.
Got to go find where this man is and save him.
Absolutely. And this is where we cut to the villains of the piece.
Dracula.
One of the suavest men to ever do it. Christopher Lee. He rocks up. He's wearing a hat. Is he wearing a hat?
Yeah, he's wearing a hat.
He's wearing a 3-piece suit. And you know what his voice sounds like. You know what Saruman's voice sounds like.
He means business.
He does. And they're doing a test. They're doing a test on a chip that Christopher Lee has created. He's put this chip into a goon that he has. Puts it behind his ear. And it's essentially he can control the goon's mind. Now the goon is...
It's voice control. Think of like Google Home, but for like people.
But like Google Homeboy.
Like Hey, Apple, tell me the weather.
Yeah. Today the weather is 23 degrees. You
Yeah,
know?
that's what it is.
You put it on your Homeboy, it's Google Homeboy.
Google Homeboy. Patent pending.
As a brief fact. So anyway, the guy is afraid of heights, but Christopher Lee's initially telling him, he's like, hey, what you're going to do is you're going to climb up onto that roof, right? And you're just going to do some stuff up there. And the dude's like, nah. The goon is like, nah, can't do it.
Scared
Not going
of
up there. Scared of heights. He's who's the other lady? There's another lady there as well. What's that?
Okay, so this lady's name is Lisa, but spoken like someone who has an extreme lisp. Her name is Letha.
Oh, yeah, it is. Letha.
Letha?
Letha. Is it spelt Lisa?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. No, that's okay. Sorry.
But who decided that name? Letha?
Alethea? I'm trying to think of where it would come from. Its origins. There would be... I can't think of any off the top of my head.
Anyway, leave that alone. We'll go to the next part.
Dude, you set that up to
I
just
set
knock
that
it
up,
down.
man.
And you just knocked it down. But yeah, so then Christopher Lee gets this remote control and he switches it on and he starts talking to into the remote control. That's when Google Homeboy starts working. So anyway, Google Homeboy starts climbing up this thing and he's just got the most... Now, the funniest thing about him, to give a good description, he looks like he's been chewing gum all his life.
Oh.
Like he's never stopped.
Yeah.
His jawline
Yeah.
is solid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious because he's a lanky dude
Yeah.
and he wears a turtleneck. He looks like graphic designer from like Silicon Valley.
Yes.
Web
He
developer.
does. But with a tremendous jawline.
Yeah.
Like he knows what it feels to chew 5 gum.
Yeah. Hey, that's all.
But he climbs up and when he gets to the top, Christopher Lee says, hey, Google Homeboy, start walking towards the ledge in a straight line. Right?
And he goes, sorry, I don't understand.
And he's like, starts to say it more clearly. He just keeps not understanding his voice.
He's not understanding. They switch it on and off again.
Yeah. Pull it out from the plug, switch it back on.
Far out.
None of these things happen, but that's just, we're talking...
That's
we're
a bit of humour.
That's a bit of meta humour.
That's a bit of humour.
Yeah.
On like, yeah.
But hey, I got to Google... What are they called? Google Nest at home. Vincent, you got a Google Nest at home. Sponsorships, we're ready.
It's 2 weeks in a row, Google.
Yeah, Google.
Alright.
Come on, This is on Google Podcasts as well. Is that what it's on? Yeah. Anyway, you can find podcasts though for the viewers. So what happens is Letha, she gets a bit worried and goes to take the voice recorder, the voice recognizer from Christopher Lee, the remote control. And what does she do? Does that remember? She smacks it on the
Oh
ground.
yeah, they just smack it on the ground. There's a lot of that.
There's a lot of smack on the ground. But this voice recorder, what is it? This remote control explodes
Yeah.
as soon as it hits the ground.
A lot of explosions. This is it was actually directed by Michael Bay.
Yeah, it seems like a Michael Bay film.
Yeah.
It does. There's a lot of big
There's a
explosions.
lot of big explosions.
There's a lot of fire. There's a lot of mini explosions as well.
We don't know the budget, but I assume 90% of it went to explosions and visual effects,
Yeah.
and then the other 10% went to marketing, and they paid the actors nothing. Because everyone who acts in this film is terrible.
No, I thought they were great.
No, they were not.
Oh my god.
Letha sounded like a robot.
Yeah, she's scary though. She was a scary lady.
Yeah, because she looked like she was possessed, because she looked like she wasn't even paying attention to the scene.
No, yeah, there's a bit of acting from Letha throughout. One I'm going to mention later on, that she looked like she was in it for the paycheck.
Yeah.
Even though she was obviously under Vinny's budget, she wasn't getting the paycheck.
Nah,
but
she's not getting the paycheck. It was like someone is off screen, just slightly off shot, pointing a gun at her head, being like, hey,
Yeah,
Letha.
yeah. Because everything else is just wooden, but her eyes are telling you that someone's putting that gun.
The eyes don't lie, mate.
No.
Real lies.
Get that tattooed on your body.
Don't do that.
I mean, you can if you want. It's up to you. Not up to you. I'm up to the listeners.
It's up to me to decide who you, the listener / viewer, gets tattooed on their body. All right? So just at me on Twitter.
Yeah.
Let me know what you're getting, and I'll either approve or deny the request.
Also, you need to make sure on Twitter it's the back catalogue, but the TH missing an E.
We're missing an E. I've got it in the show notes.
Oh, you've got it in the show notes. Okay.
Yeah.
Good. No, that's good. Yeah. Some people don't look at the show notes. I just thought that was...
Yeah.
Because I was looking up Twitter. I got a Twitter. I think it's my name. I got to remember what it is. But I was trying to find it the other day. And I could not find it.
Yeah, no, because I ran out of characters.
That's okay. No. And there was already the back catalogue. We'll pay to get that page anyway. They've got a lot more followers than we do.
Yeah, but 3. They got 3 times as many followers as us. They've got 3, we've got 1.
Yeah, they do. Now, what happens is my man, Google Homeboy, ends up walking and because the remote control is busted, they can't stop him.
He just walks straight off the edge of the building.
And there's some good stunt work in this movie, and that was a big jump. Obviously, jumping into a mat, I'm assuming. I'm hoping. I mean, Disney, who knows what they were doing back in the 70s, but he was jumping high.
He was.
Anyway, as he's falling down, Tony, the young boy, comes around the corner. And just before Google Homeboy is about to hit the ground, Tony uses his telekinesis. Holds him just above the ground. Stops Google Homeboy from dying.
Stops his death.
So what happens to repay? What does Christopher Lee and Letha do to repay him?
Well, because, this is Letha's nephew.
Yes,
right? So
that's true. Google Homeboy.
They've just saved her nephew. Everyone's very grateful. So to repay Tony, they tranquilise him and put him in their car.
Yeah. They drugged the poor kid.
Yeah. Which is, before, he goes there and he sees this man falling off a roof. He suspends him in midair just as he's about to die.
Yeah.
And then he decides to walk up to them after his grandfather had told him, don't energize. It's called energizing.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
What did I call it? Yeah.
It was very trendy back in the day. And he decides to go there and, sign autographs?
Yeah.
He just goes there and that's it.
He could have just walked away and
He could have just walked away, that's it.
Yeah. And it could have been like this secret savior that no one knew about.
Yeah.
But instead, Christopher Lee sees him for his powers. That's how Christopher Lee. That was my Christopher Lee impersonation.
That's a good impression. Yeah. Basically, if he hadn't have gone to sign autographs with Christopher Lee and Google Homeboy and Letha,
yeah,
that would have been the end of the movie. They would have gone on roller coasters and to the, theme parks and whatever they have in San Francisco. Go ride the trams up and down the hill.
Yeah,
and then they would have gone home. That's it. They would have gone back to. They would have returned. They would have returned to Witch Mountain.
That's right. Yeah, which would be the sequel to this sequel.
Yeah.
Now that would have arguably been a really fun movie. It's like there's this movie that I swear.
Been a better movie.
Well, we're not going to talk about that just yet. There's this movie that I swear happened. No, it's actually too much off topic. I was going to start talking about Pokemon. There's this Pokemon movie in which they go to an island and they just partying and having fun for the whole movie. It was a great movie. It's like, why can't more movies? Why do the movies have to have
a plot?
Why can't they just be good fun?
Yeah. Why can't we just have a movie of just
people having fun?
Yeah.
People just enjoying themselves as opposed to people enjoying themselves. Someone dies, they have to figure out what happened. I'm not about that life all the time. Anyway, let's go back to this movie. My question is,
if any film people need screenwriting help, we're available.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah,
our services are between $0 and
as much as you want to pay us.
Yeah. So wherever we fit in there, or wherever you think we fit in there,
we'll get our people in touch with your people, and
Our people are Vincent. He's in control of everything.
We'll sort it out. Anyway, so yeah, they've trained this guy.
My question about tranquilizers, though, how do they work so quickly in movies? Like in this one, he literally gets pricked by it. He goes, oh, and then he passes out. Doesn't it? You know, if you're gonna put it into your system, I get it, but there has to be a couple heartbeats that go past before you start passing out.
Just instant, mate.
It's just
instant.
Yeah, I've never got it in movies. There's a lot of people that go down real quick. It happens a couple times in this movie. In fact, this kid gets drugged multiple times. That I'm thinking, how many times can you drug a young kid before they just die? Like, it's not like Christopher Lee was there. It's like, this boy weighs 50 kilos. I was about to be like an Australian old man. It was like, this boy weighs, I know. This boy weighs 50 kilos. I'm just use this whole bottle on him. That's all he did.
Yeah, and straight into his back.
Yeah. I mean, that's maybe why it went into his spine.
Yeah, anyway.
They've taken him. They've captured him. They're trying to figure out how they're going to utilize his powers for ill. But Tia, she's
going, what's going on?
Why
she's like, oh, when he gets stabbed in the back by the tranquilizer, she feels it. They're connected somehow too. Yeah, that's a thing. And she goes out looking for him.
Yeah.
She leaves a taxi, and of course, as soon as she leaves a taxi, the New Yorker, budget Robert De Niro,
yeah,
right, he comes back, and he just goes, and just drives off.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's it.
That's it. No, that's literally it.
Yeah, that's it. So Tia's looking for Tony.
Tia's looking for Tony.
And instead of Tony, who does she find?
She finds the... What are they called?
The Earthquakes.
The Earthquakes. Yeah, the Earthquake gang.
Which is like you got the Crips.
Yeah.
You got the Bloods.
Yeah.
And you got the Earthquakes.
Dude. Toughest gang in town.
Yeah.
Members include Rocky.
Yeah.
Muscles.
Yeah.
Dazzler and Crusher.
Hey.
So I had to address my notes just then.
It's a tough gang.
It's a tough gang.
So describe this gang for me. Like, hey.
Bro, this is like Warriors next level.
Yeah.
If you've ever seen the Warriors. So
it's like the Expendables 4.
Yeah.
Basically.
The movie that should have come out but never did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, coronavirus.
It's delaying what we need. Hopefully it will come to streaming. So this is a group of young children between the age of probably 7 and 9.
Yeah.
Who are not at school, but should be.
They're just these
Oh, dude.
Local Eshays.
Dude, they are the
real
epitome.
local Eshays.
But they're the old school local Eshays.
Yeah.
So they're just dressed in like denim jackets with a skull on the back. They got gloves on.
They've got like wristbands with spikes.
Yeah, like leather wristbands. They're ready to brawl.
Or I'm not going to make any jokes about that. But.
Or they're ready to run away because that's what they do. So
yeah.
There's these big bullies that come up and they go to beat them up. And the least intimidating thing someone can do, in my opinion, is punch their...
Oh, yeah. I was like, they're doing the cliche, like, punch one fist into the other hand.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, we're going to...
You cup the hand, you're like, I'm going to get you.
See this? This is your face. My outstretched palm is your face, and my fist is still my fist.
There we go.
That's it. Completed the bullying.
I've never seen someone do it in real life, and I understand it's more of a movie thing, but if someone did that to me in real life, like say, for example, I was out at a club, and someone was like, let's take this outside, I'd probably say, first of all, let's do it, because that's not intimidating whatsoever. And then second of all, when we're outside of the club, I'd actually, talk to them, because I'm a human and they're a human. We might meet on some level verbally before we go physically.
Okay, so you think some drunk
That's important.
Is starting on you in a club.
And doing fist the palms.
Fist the palms.
Fist the palms.
Is ready for a intellectual conversation about emotions and why he's escalated this situation.
I'm a writer. I'm not a fighter. I also don't write for a living.
What do you write?
The only thing I write are these notes, these illegible notes.
Far out.
But anyway, the big bullies start chasing them, and also they start chasing Tia because she happens to be there at the same time.
I don't know why she's running. Like
She could just walk past.
Yeah.
But like our friend Tony, she likes to get involved as well
She likes to get involved.
in shenanigans that she doesn't need to be a part of.
She is a local Eshe at heart.
But
What was that?
my body skipped. My body skipped and then went back and then skipped again.
You know, he said he's a writer. He ain't a talker.
No. So let's just move on because I can't even remember what I was
Get
going
rid
to
of
say.
that. That was some...
No, you got to keep that in. That's hilarious.
No.
That's hilarious.
No. All right. So, they're hiding from these kids, and basically Tia does her energized business and like dumps barrels on their heads, bullies.
Yeah.
And so she's initiated. She's passed initiation. She's one of the earthquakes. And what's her code name?
I don't remember.
Twinkle Toes.
Is that what they call her?
No, that's just the first thing that came up on the spot.
Oh, well, okay.
I'm on the wrong page.
Now, when they are on their way, so they're going. Tia's like, hey, I need you to help me find my friend. And they're like, we know this town better than anyone knows this town.
We'll find Tony.
We'll find Tony. We have no leads. You have no idea where you were when you lost him.
Yeah.
But we'll find him.
There's no information, but we will find him.
And they are on their way to their hideout. It's where they're going to set up base. And then they're going to go from there. And who do they run into?
Yo-Yo.
Yo-Yo, the truancy officer.
Yeah. You thought he wasn't back, but he's back. Like a yo-yo.
But he's never been in at this point.
No, they thought he was going to...
Like a yo-yo.
Yeah.
Like he was out, but he's back.
Yeah, that's right.
He was out walking
He wasn't
the dog.
in the movie, but he's back in... That's terrible.
He was walking the dog, but he's back.
Far out. That's a rough one, eh?
That's good. The walking the dog one's great content.
No.
What other yo-yo terms do you know, Vincent? It's the only one I know.
All right, so you said, who does he bump into? All right, so they bump into Mr. Yo-Yo.
Yeah. He's back. I'm not letting you delete the last bit. It's staying in.
Oh, goodness me.
So Mr. Yo-Yo, he is a truancy officer for the school, for the Department of Education, in fact.
Yeah, he's like a dog catcher, but for kids. Because he's got a van that just says Board of Education.
Yeah.
And he just drives around looking for kids who are skipping school.
Yes. Doesn't know what school they go to,
No,
I'm
he
assuming.
just, I don't know.
Like, it'd be hilarious, like, kids are out with their parents because they got a sick day or something, you know, they're on COVID-19, you know, they're in self-isolation.
He's like opening windows.
Rocks up with his van, grabs and puts him in.
You come with me.
But he's made out to
But
be
I've got symptoms.
I've got a sore throat. I don't give a damn. Come with me. He is meant to be the bad, like, he's initially made out to be a bad guy. But he's doing good things.
He's just trying to get him in school.
He just wants to help these kids out.
These kids are starting gangs.
They're starting gangs. They're in hideouts that look like crack houses.
Yeah.
Like very dingy.
Yeah.
And it's not a safe thing. It's not like, you know, the hideout, they can lock it every time they leave. The door is literally always open.
Yeah. The windows are open because they're broken.
Yeah. And there's probably animals living in there. And one of them even says, you can't be tough and educated too. That's what one of the kids
What
said.
message is this film trying to tell us?
Which is a hilarious quote. I love that quote.
You can't be tough and educated too.
Yeah. These kids are hilarious. You got to give this movie that. These kids are hilarious.
Man, there's just one kid with huge glasses. Like he looks a bit like the man from Up, but with like a bowl cut. So picture the man from Up,
Mr. Fredricksen.
Mr. Fredricksen.
Yeah.
You know, square head, big square frames.
Yeah.
like they've modelled the shape of the frame of the glasses around his head shape,
Yeah.
and he's just got a bowl cut.
Dude, don't tell me this is part of your synopsis, man. Is this another prequel to the Up movie?
Hey man, no more foreshadowing.
The house even looks like it.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's very good content.
Yeah.
Watch the movie to see that because that's good. Vincent, you've linked it up well there.
Hey,
I appreciate that.
we're on. All right, so then they just, what do? They just go look for kids?
Well,
They're
yeah,
looking for-
from there, they're just chatting, getting to know each other, and then we go back to our man's Christopher Lee.
We go to his lab, which is, I mean, he may as well be Dracula. His lab
I
is
know.
just, it's just rock. It's like a,
It looks like Frankenstein's lab.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like they even got the table with Tony on there.
Yeah.
They've linked him up to some probes or, that sounds a bit,
No, not probably. Whatever. Yeah, yeah.
the things to measure your heart rate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're trying to figure out what energy, how the energy's working.
Yeah, if
They're
he's
throwing
got
around-
high blood pressure,
Yeah.
cholesterol.
If he's got a fever,
Yeah.
38 degrees Celsius or above,
Yeah.
sore throat, runny nose is quite rare. Yeah, it's more common with a common cold.
Yeah, yeah. So
This is also the coronavirus emergency podcast.
please do not take anything we say here as any type of advice to do with.
If you're
Coronavirus.
concerned, please ring your GP or your local coronavirus hotline. We can't get demonetized if we're not making money, Vince.
Someone's gonna be knocking on our door. As soon as I upload this, someone's gonna be knocking on my door. Excuse me, sir, can you come with me?
We'll be in isolation, but that isolation will be prison.
Yeah.
Podcast prison.
Solitary, mate.
The PP. All right. So they've got Tony there and they put the chip on him that they had on Google Homeboy. So Tony is now the official Google Homeboy.
Tony is the Google Homeboy, but like they've upgraded him. They've
They've
upgraded the Google Homeboy
Yeah, to the next level.
to the next level. He ain't telling you the weather. He's telling you exactly what to wear for the day and the changes in the weather. That's the kind of upgrade they're giving you.
Yeah.
Because I wish Google Home would tell me that.
What to wear?
I don't care about that. I don't actually care about the weather. I just want to know what I have to wear for that day. Do I have to bring a jacket? Tell me yes or no. You know?
I mean, that would be nice, but that's also very based on your preferences.
Yeah, but Google got the algorithms, man.
Well, how about you say to Google, you can set it up, you'd be like, Google, at this temperature, I like to wear a jacket. Probably set that up yourself. You could probably say, if the temperature is below 15 degrees, tell me to put on a jacket.
All right, so you got any more Google Home tips?
I can't use it very well. Anyway,
What do you mean you can't use it very well?
the funniest thing that I've done is change it so it calls, I think it calls Mickey Big Fella. Because
Nice.
my very small girlfriend, Big Fella.
Nice. Hey, that's pretty cool.
Dude, it's hilarious. He'd be like, good night, big fella.
All right, that's a good one. That's a good one. All right, anyway, continuing.
So, the original Google Homeboy wants Tony. He says, I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced that this guy's going to do anything for us. So, Tony needs to convince him. So, he starts sending a gas mask with happy gas towards the original Google Homeboy.
Yep.
And my man, his first idea is to get the fists up, ready to
He's getting
fight
the
this gas
fisticuffs
mask.
up. He's punching his hand into his fist. He's going, hey, this is the gas tank.
Yeah.
My outstretched hand.
Yeah.
My fist. It's my actual fist. Ah. He's going, hey.
That's what he's doing. And he's ducking and weaving as well, which is hilarious.
It's Floyd Mayweather up in there.
And this is where we see the first shot of our friend Alfred the goat.
Alfred the goat. At that point, I was like, why is there a goat in here?
That's exactly right. That's exactly what I thought. I thought, why is there a goat in here?
Foreshadowing.
Dude, they're good at foreshadowing in this
Good
film.
at foreshadowing.
But no, Google Homeboy is eventually convinced because the gas mask goes on him. Gas mask goes on him. He falls asleep.
Yeah.
Alfred's eating at his hair. And then, end scene.
End scene.
End scene.
And then this whole time, Letha,
Letha.
she's going, how are we going to make money? Christopher Lee is just asking about, I want scientific, acknowledgement.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious because he's just using this kid to do all the things for him.
Yeah. He hasn't done anything good.
He hasn't done anything.
No.
Nothing. Letha's like, how are we going to make money? So what does she do? She plots to steal Tony.
Yes.
And use him to steal the gold that they're putting on exhibition at a museum.
Because they're doing like an old-timey Western museum exhibition. And this is like, the gold... what are they called?
Gold Rush era.
Gold Rush era, yeah. So there's $3 million worth of gold bunions sitting in the... Is that what they're called?
Bunions?
It's not bunions.
Bunions?
Bud... What are they called?
Bunions?
Not called bunions. Forget I said the bunions bit. We'll edit that in post.
Like bullions.
Bullion.
Right.
Dude, the only reason I got to go to a podiatrist and I got bunions on my mind.
Got bunions on my mind.
Oh my gosh.
That's rough.
Bullions. Gold bullions.
Gold bunions.
Gold
They're
bunions.
stealing $3 million worth of gold bunions. All right? Whose idea was that to put gold bunions in a museum? $3 million worth. Just put a couple.
Yeah, no, that's true.
You don't need
to put all of them. And they don't need to be real.
No, that's
like,
right.
maybe the base can be real and the others can be replicas.
Yeah.
If you're going to put actual ones in there.
You don't need any of them.
No, there's dummies anyway in the
Yeah.
museum. That's the thing about museums. Museums are like the biggest flex. Because it's like, hey, these dinosaur bones are priceless. You have a look at them. Don't touch them though. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Curator of the museum's like,
So you can't have them.
No.
You can't touch them.
come have a look.
Come have a look. Donations, please. I guess, for education purposes, museums are actually great. We love museums.
Yeah.
We've been there once together.
Oh, yeah, we have.
Touched the ice.
Yeah, we touched the ice.
Yeah. At the Douglas Mawson exhibit in the
Yeah.
Adelaide Museum.
Yeah. Respect.
Respect that place.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah, she's gone, all right, let's rack all these gold bunions.
Yeah.
Bunions. Gold bunions.
We'll put my bunions in the show notes so you can see why I'm
No, we won't. No, we won't. I got them sent to me while I was eating my lunch.
It was a blister, Vincent.
Oh, goodness me. Still, bit of, hey, would you like a picture of my feet?
Some people do. What, you...
Consent?
Oh, man. Look, I apologise for sending that to you, but I just put it... we're mates, alright?
All right, so...
Gonna get cancelled for posting, sending you a blister photo.
All right. On a serious note, consent. A.
Number one.
Number one.
First thing you do.
Need a formal yes.
No means...
No.
That's right, let's
Thank
go
you.
on.
So Letha has stolen Tony. She's got the original Google Homeboy.
Yeah.
He's got the car. He's opened the car door,
Yeah.
the back of the trunk,
Yeah.
boot. Mm-hmm. He's opened it like at the museum steps.
Like that's not shady.
Yeah. Like as if, like no one, there's not even a road there.
No, it's not.
No, it's just, he's just driven them up straight to the museum steps. It's like,
It's for pedestrians
yeah.
only.
It's not a shared zone.
No. Gotta be safe there. But
So
no, he reverses back into
He
it.
reverses back into the steps with the trunk door open or whatever.
And he's just sort of waiting
He's
there.
just waiting there. And Letha reckons the best way to steal these gold bunions is to get Tony.
Yeah, alright, go on.
Is to get Tony to create diversion.
Yeah.
So basically, he just it's just shenanigans.
It is, and this was one of my favourite bits of this movie. This was hilarious.
This was wild. It was just a good 10 minutes of mannequins flying around the room, people getting dunked into water, a stagecoach, driving around the room.
Just doing burnouts.
And an Indian mannequin with an axe, like, chasing people. A security guard throws his toupee at him.
There's a lot going on here.
There's a lot going on.
It's very funny, yeah. I love this bit.
Yeah.
But it did go for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It did go for about, or what felt like 10 minutes. It went for a long time.
And they were just...
And because it was Gold Rush era, there's a lot of Native American people popping up. The mannequins pop up. And it's just hilarious. There's this one of the security guards jumps on top of the stagecoach to try to stop it because it's just going around. And then this Native American style music starts playing and he looks behind him and there's just a mannequin with an axe just behind him. And his first thought is, I don't know what to do. I'm going to throw my toupee at him.
He's a security guard at a museum. He's at least got like a torch. I've seen that at a museum.
Yeah. He's got a baton of some sort somewhere. Yeah, I don't think he would. But he throws his toupee at him. And that was hilarious. But they create a distraction. The diversion is creative. But what we forgot to say is that she keeps getting into Tony's mind and seeing what he sees.
Yeah, she gets like flashes of Tony's there. Tony's, I can see this. She sees what Tony sees occasionally.
Yes, and she managed to see him within the museum.
Yeah.
So her and the earthquakes.
They're mobilizing.
They're on the move. And guess what happens? Tia sees Tony doing some dirty deeds and they're done dirt cheap. That's a reference to AC/DC.
Nice.
And once the distraction has been well and truly made, Tony does something even more extravagant. Lisa's like, now that the distraction has been sent, put a hole in the glass and take out all the bunions.
Right? All the bunions.
Right?
And there's just...
I'm just going with it now, okay?
Yeah.
I said bunions.
It's done, mate.
I didn't mean to.
Yeah. He's a writer, all right?
I'm a writer, not a fighter. Okay? So the gold bars just start floating out.
Yeah.
As if no one's going to notice that.
Yeah, that's right. No, none of the security guards go, all our gold bunions are just flying out the door into this car.
Yes.
I mean...
Well...
Anyway.
Our man, Google Homeboy, does not do a good job. So instead of just opening up the boot and letting the gold bunions go into it...
He stands in front.
On some catcher business.
Yeah, he's trying to catch them, and I don't know, they're really... they must be heavy.
Yeah, I think they're quite...
Big bunions.
Yeah, the big bunions, dude.
And then he falls back, closes the trunk.
Yeah.
And then...
They keep coming out.
Yeah, they just
keep coming out.
Slammed into the car.
And more than were in the exhibit.
Yeah, no, there was
It'd be about 10 times more than there were in the exhibit.
good return on investment.
Oh, yeah. They were like, where did these... They just keep coming.
Yeah.
And it just keeps going into the back of the car, but no one bats an eye.
Yeah.
For some reason, everyone's still in the museum while craziness is going on. No one's left. And no one is there to see bunions just hitting the car.
Yeah, there's 30 security guards there.
Yeah, but they're all in the museum.
All of them.
None of them are outside. None of them have looked and saw... Because everything's quieted down now, but there's bunions still going out.
There's bunions still going out.
Anyway, Christopher Lee comes back because he saw this newspaper at the house and he's like, they must be going to the $3 million
He's upset because they've stolen Tony.
They've stolen Tony. And he's like, Letha? That's what he says, really.
Letha?
It's a good name to yell. Letha! Do it.
Letha!
That's, 101 tips to make yourself feel better when you're feeling bad. Scream out Letha with your hands out like the cups in which fists go into.
Yeah, have your outstretched hands, shaking them.
Anyway, we'll continue. But this is where a chase scene happens. So Letha Google homeboy, Tony, and Christopher Lee all get in this car, and they flex on out of there. And who happens to come to stop the earthquakes and Tia?
Yo-Yo. He was gone, but now he's back.
Yeah, he's back.
Like a yo-yo.
He's walking the dog, but now he's back.
He's back.
All right, so Tia actually uses her smarts to outsmart Yo-Yo. And she's like, we'll come back to school to you. We'll come back to school with you, but there's a boy in that car who also needs to go back to school. We need to chase him.
Yeah.
And like Yo-Yo is serious about his work. He's like, straight up, get in the car. I'm just driving dangerously through these streets to catch up with this car.
Yeah, with a bunch of kids who don't have seatbelts on.
None of them have seatbelts on. None of them have seatbelts on.
And it's just a car chase with Tony, like, Chris Lee is going, Tony, stop him.
Yeah.
And he's just like throwing things in their way, and then Tia's getting rid of them, whatever. It's just, I mean, whatever. That's just what happens.
Yes.
It's just part of the movie.
But eventually what happens is Christopher Lee says to Tony, make the sun reflect off of the back window to blind the people who are driving behind us.
Yeah.
Which means that Tony can control the sun and its placement within the world.
Yep.
Which is world changing. It's universe changing.
It's good. Yeah. Gravity is increased.
Yeah.
So just like all sorts of physics has gone haywire.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on.
No. That doesn't actually happen. But what does happen is that the light slams into their faces and they flip the car.
Multiple times. They're going down a hill. They're flipping the car. It's tumbling.
Yes.
It finally crashes at the bottom of this hill after it's tumbled like multiple times and
then
slid down.
Rolled on its back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they all just get out of the car.
Hunky-dory.
Yeah.
No scratches,
It's
no
all good.
nothing. The only thing that's broken is Yo-Yo's glasses.
Yeah, it's just another day at the office.
And then he steps out and the police, they come and they say, hey, listen, you're under arrest.
Under arrest.
They don't, yeah.
House arrest.
House arrest.
Don't go outside for 14 days.
Yes.
All right? Self-isolation.
Protect your family by staying inside.
Respect.
And if you run out of toilet paper, you can use a hose. All right? It's not that serious, guys.
That always made me laugh. Like, why is that the first thing to go?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess like when you're, you know, maybe there was the first person was like, he was on the toilet and he was running out of rolls. And, you know, you're on your phone when you're on the toilet. And he's like, coronavirus is going crazy. And he's like, Jesus, we need to get toilet paper. And he's running to the shops and he's just grabbing toilet paper. And someone comes up to him and he asks him, he's like, what's going on? Why are you grabbing all this
Yeah,
toilet
probably
paper?
just like a knock-on effect. Like,
Yeah.
Why are you grabbing so much toilet paper? Well, this guy is.
Yeah. If he's doing it, he looks like a smart guy.
We're like sheep, mate.
We're like sheep. But very much the coronavirus in itself, knock-on effect. You infect someone, what are they going to do? If they don't isolate, they're going to infect someone else.
Like we said before, do not take anything we say on this podcast as advice in terms of COVID-19.
No, we've gotten so much stuff wrong already. Not just about COVID, just about anything. I said that Parasite was less than 98%.
What?
In the last episode. I said it was less than 94%. Anyway, we don't know our facts. We don't know what we're talking about.
We don't do any research.
I look at IMDb and I search up box office for these films, and that's it.
We
That's
rock
the
up, we
extent.
talk, we go home.
Yeah, he
it.
goes home. This is my home. My parents' home, but yeah, I'm chilling here still.
Yeah, man, you're chilling here.
Oh, sorry. Okay, let's continue. I don't even know where we... Okay, sorry, yeah.
So they're
Yo-Yo
chasing...
got arrested.
Yeah, Yo-Yo got arrested. That's about it, I think. And then,
Then they go back, the Earthquakes and Tia go back to their headquarters.
yeah, the headquarters.
And that night, Tia's sleeping and Tony rings up
Freaks her up.
telepathically. Gets the sharkers out, the thumb and pinky joint, and he rings her up. And he says, follow my voice. So telepathically, he's
Is this when they
communicating
were trying to? She was like Chris Lee was like lure her here,
with her. Lure her, yeah.
so we can get rid of her, so we can scratch her.
Yeah, he says, we're going to scratch her.
Yeah, which means in criminal terms, we're gonna stop her existing.
From living, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. For all you criminals out there who are watching, respect to you.
Don't say that.
No, I'm just joking. It's criminal-free podcast, all right?
All right. Currently, our statistics are 100% non-criminals.
We don't know that.
Yeah, it says Apple Podcast. The
Oh, it has it on there?
yeah.
Yeah.
How many convicted felons are watching or listening to your podcast right now? We've got 0. Let's keep it that way.
Oh,
So they're luring her into a trap,
yeah.
and yeah, I mean that's all. She just follows the voice. She goes to Dracula's cave there.
Yeah.
Chris Lee's there. Tony's there. The goat's there.
Alfred the goat's there.
Alfred the goat there.
Yeah.
And then
she
gets
makes contact with
chloroformed.
Alfred the goat.
Yeah, she just gets chloroformed basically.
Yeah.
Is what happens.
Yeah. Google Homeboy straight up chloroforms her.
Yep.
And they put her in this
Like a
tent
see-through
thing.
coffin almost.
Yes. And they just put gas in there
Yeah.
just to keep her
Subdued
asleep.
or something?
Yeah.
I don't know. And so she hijacks the goat's mind.
Yes.
She's like, hey, Alfredo, get a move on. Go grab my friends
Yeah.
and get them over here.
Bring him here so they
Stat.
can save me. So Alfredo, right? He starts smashing through doors. He's climbing over cars. He's doing some parkour.
Yeah,
He's-
that darn goat.
That darn goat. He becomes the local Eshay of this story. And he hijacks a taxi.
Yeah.
Unknowingly hijacks a taxi to the taxi driver.
Do you reckon that was meant to happen? Like, do you think he was... Like, is she controlling him? Or
Oh,
is she-
yeah. Because the guy goes flying out of the car, right? The passenger.
Yeah. But, you know, is she saying, this is the way you've got to go? And then he's going, this will get me there.
Well, you know what? I didn't think about what processes the goat was...
How
the goat was thinking at that stage. Anyway, Alfredo does get into the taxi.
He gets into a taxi. And who's the taxi driver?
The New Yorker's back.
The New Yorker.
Robert DeFaro. Instead of De Niro. That's pretty good, man.
You happy with that one, mate?
But we give myself that. It's good.
All right. I'll leave it in for you.
Okay.
So Robert DeFaro.
Yeah.
All right?
He's back.
He's back.
And this is when he's talking about his star rating.
Yeah, this is his... I've got, 5,000 5-star trips on Uber.
Yeah.
He's going, all right?
Yeah, I'm the safest drive there is.
Yeah.
Bunch of amateurs out here is what he's saying.
Like, who lets these people on the streets? Should be me and
Just me.
only.
Yeah, me only.
Yeah. And he keeps asking questions about things. And the goat does like, ah. And I think he,
He interprets that as saying no.
yeah.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, very negative, aren't you?
Yeah.
And then he finally like looks at this goat in the rear view mirror. And he's like, what? He wipes the mirror and he looks back and he just crashes straight into a police car.
Yeah. And then he, to sort of, describe to the police officer why he crashed into his car, he's like, there was a guy in here, but then he turned into a goat. He was a magician.
It was a magician.
The magician played a trick on me. He turned into a goat. He didn't pay his fare. Which was great. I enjoyed that bit quite a lot. As you're sort of picking up, I've enjoyed a lot of this so
Yeah?
far. Yeah. It's great.
Good. I'm glad.
It's good.
Glad that you enjoyed this movie. I'm really happy. Because you've had a rough start to this podcast season.
Yeah, I mean, Shaggy DA was good.
That was a very good movie.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
But That's Uncut and World's Strongest Man in the World.
I enjoyed both of those movies. I thought they were...
You've enjoyed all of them so far. This is your first one that I'm feeling. We'll talk about it later, but I'm feeling... some negativity.
Foreshadowing.
There's some negativity afoot.
Hey, let's just say some things change. Some things don't change.
Or like the tagline of Entourage, things change, friends don't.
So, next... You're right.
Yeah, no. Perfectly fine. I thought that was just...
You like that one, did you?
I loved it. Yeah.
Good. All right, so the goat goes to the abandoned house, and the kid's just like, what's this goat doing here?
Yeah.
They're surprised with the goat, but then the goat picks up Tia's bag?
Vest.
Yeah. She's got a lot of clothes on.
Well, she doesn't. She's got a vest and shirt and pants on.
Yeah, but like it's for a kid. It's a...
Kids allowed to wear 3 pieces of clothing.
I guess, you know.
You know, as a kid, you can only wear strictly 2 pieces of clothing. You'll get too warm. That's why her vest was off. So if she's cold, she can put it on. If she's warm,
But she didn't have Google Homeboy to tell her what to wear.
That's true.
Right?
That's true.
So they go, all right, they've taken her vest. I think they just follow the goat.
They're like, get the goat. Take him the vest.
Get the goat.
At some point, you just stop following the goat. You're like, the vest is well and gone.
Yeah.
It's well and truly gone. But they keep running.
They just keep running. They're determined to get this vest.
They get back to Frankenstein's manor.
Yep.
Christopher Lee's house.
Yep.
His science lab.
Yep.
And they lead her... Sorry, the goat leads the Earthquakers to Tia.
Yep.
Who's still in the coffin.
Still in the coffin, the see-through coffin, and they break her out.
They break her out.
They break her out, and then she comes to. She's alive.
She's alive.
They haven't scratched her.
No.
No.
She's not being scratched, which they didn't even do their job.
Yeah, like...
They were meant to scratch her. But then, yeah.
that would have made their lives easier. They would have been able to get away with everything.
Yeah.
They're controlling the only, like, energized being.
Yeah.
Is that what they...
Yeah, we'll call them the energized beings. Yeah, I would have got away with it too.
Whatever's been cooking in that
I know, it
room,
smells nice,
goodness
right?
me, that smells
I
good.
know, it smells good. I've been smelling it as well.
Oh, yeah. Let's wrap this up so we can actually...
Yeah, sorry.
So, yeah, and then she's gone, I'm getting visions.
Yo.
Oh.
Yo.
Whoa.
Whoa.
I've jumped too far.
No, that's perfect.
Oh.
You're there. Yeah.
Oh, man.
I was just reacting as well.
I'm getting visions.
I was just like, whoa, because I was reacting as if I was in the space.
Yeah, good. I like the energy. I like the energy. This is good. So anyway, all right. At this time, Christopher Lee's going, all right, this is how we're going to make money and make me become a big science man in the community. Mm-hmm. We're going to go to the plutonium plant, which is called, the name of the plutonium plant is called Plutonium Plant. Yeah. That's it.
Yes.
It's not got like a company name.
No.
Like, it's not like, Peter's Plutonium.
No.
It's just Plutonium Plant.
Peter's Plutonium.
So, for example, if you're out here making toilet paper, you're just called Toilet Paper Company.
Toilet Paper Company.
That's it.
Yeah.
As simple as it gets.
Yeah.
So, he said his idea is to shut off the cooling for this plutonium plant, Peter's Plutonium Plant,
Yeah.
and get them to give him $5 million in cash. Sequential bills.
Oh, dude. Who do you think you got? Chelsea Clinton?
Is that what's his name? Is that Money Talks?
No. Close, though. It's Chris Tucker in Rush Hour.
Chris Tucker. Oh, no,
Dude, 2 Rush Hour references. In 2 episodes.
We're on. Jackie
but-
Chan. Chris Tucker. Sponsor us.
Do you think with the plutonium plant that they were like, but how will the viewers know where we're at if we don't specifically call it the plutonium plant? You reckon they sat around a whiteboard for a while, in this case maybe a blackboard?
They'll spitball and they're like, hey, what do we got? What do we got?
Well, I've got plutonium plant. Tells us exactly what it is. Let's put it in.
Jeffrey, you've done it again. You've done it again.
But
That's
Tia
Walt.
says...
I was just Walt there.
Oh, you're
like,
Walt.
Jeffrey.
Yeah.
Like, anyway. So
you're Walt. I was Jeffrey.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So Tia sees the visions of the plutonium plant.
Yeah.
But all she sees is a big circular thing.
Yeah. And she just says, I see a big circular thing.
Literally that.
And one of the kids goes, I know where that is.
Follow me.
Yeah. And where do they end up?
At the plutonium plant.
Incorrect.
Don't do that?
No, they end up at a golf ball. Like a giant golf ball.
Did I fall asleep in this movie?
Didn't you watch this morning?
I did, but when did they end up at a giant golf ball?
That was just like a joke.
That was a bit of a gag?
It was a bit of a gag. Because I was like, how do they know this is the right spot? And they rock up to like a giant golf ball. It's like, that's not it. And then somehow they end up at a plutonium... I don't know how they end up at the plutonium plant.
Yeah.
Shenanigans ensue.
Shenanigans ensue.
Because they're evacuating everyone.
Because the coolant is going down.
Because the coolant is going down.
Yeah.
They hitch a ride with Mr. Yo-Yo.
Yes.
Somehow.
I don't know.
They find him at like the wreckers with his car. And then
Yeah.
she just pumps up the tyres.
Yeah. I remember that bit.
All right.
I must have fallen asleep.
Yeah, that's... Phew. And you just woke up.
I'm not in a good state.
It's me. So they're back with Mr. Yo-Yo. You thought he wasn't going to be back, but he's back. Like a yo-yo.
Like a yo-yo.
Like a yo. His name's actually Mr. Yokohama or Yamaha or something. They're both bike brands.
Yeah.
Bike
It's
manufacturers.
it's Yokohama.
Yokohama, yeah.
Or,
it is.
Yeah, but
Yamamoto?
they refer to him as Yo-Yo. We didn't just make that up because that would be...
No. They actually refer to him as Yo. Anyway, they're with him. They go to the power plant. Everyone's leaving.
Everyone's leaving.
Everyone's
Everyone's
they're
being
evacuating the
evacuated.
plant.
They're gone.
They're trying to get these sequential bills. They're like, oh, I've got $100, but it's number 127. And they're like, oh man, we got 129.
Yeah.
Where's 128?
Yeah. These things are sequential, you know?
Far out. It's hard to get sequential bills.
It is Mr. Yokomoto, by the way.
Yokomoto.
Yokomoto.
Okay, so I was wrong on both times.
Yeah. But that's okay.
Yeah.
You've... Yeah, let's go on. Yeah. Anyway.
And so then it's just like...
This is episode 3, Edward Palpatine versus Yoda, when they're just throwing stuff at each other.
This is the climax.
This is the climax.
This is the climax.
There's some running from the earthquakes. They're not really doing much to help.
They're doing absolutely nothing.
They're just running around.
I don't know why she's gone, yes, let's bring these kids to a nuclear power or a plutonium plant. Peter's plutonium plant.
Yeah. Specifically Peters. Yeah.
All right. And just have them run around. Like,
they're not helping
tell
anymore.
Yo-Yo, tell these earthquakes, get out of here.
The best thing is Yo-Yo's there at the start. You don't see him.
Yeah.
And then it cuts to where like this room where all the scientists are and Yo-Yo's in there. Yeah. He's just standing there like,
just let him in. Yeah, they talk to like the guy in charge because he's the one negotiating and whatnot.
Yeah.
And then the kids are like, what's happening? He's like, oh, they've shut off the cooling. Well, where's the cooling whatever?
Yeah.
Oh, it's over there, but it's too far gone now. You can't save it. And they just let these kids go.
Yeah, they're just like, you shouldn't evacuate. You should be right at the epicenter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These children.
These children.
Where are they parents?
Well, that's why the Department of Education is after them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Do your job, Yo-Yo.
Come on, Yo-Yo. I mean, Yo-Yo is doing a good job. Like, he's gone.
He's doing the best with what he's got. He's got a van.
He's got a van, yeah. He hasn't got any, like, you're looking for these kids today.
No,
he's just looking for kids.
He's just looking for kids.
He's going above and beyond. He shouldn't be anywhere near that power plant.
It's like record scratch, freeze frame, zoom into Yo-Yo.
In the sides, with all the
With
scientists
all the
around him.
scientists. I guess you're wondering how I got here.
That would have been a good start to this movie.
Hey, that would have been good. Hey, that would have been a good start to this movie.
Yeah.
So then they find the cooling plant and Tia's trying to cool it and Tony's trying to uncool it.
They're at it.
Yeah,
Nice.
they're holding their temples.
Yeah.
They're
like
thinking real hard.
Professor X sort of business.
Yeah, Professor X business.
Yeah.
And and then
She takes it down. She
takes it
cools
down.
it right off. So
But
the
Chris
threat
Lee
is gone.
Chris Lee goes, Tony. Hey, Tony.
Yeah.
What are you talking about, Tony? All right. He goes, let's scratch it.
Let's scratch her. He does the hand across the neck.
Hand across the neck, like
Yeah. Bang. Slice and dice.
Yeah, slicing and dicing. All right.
Yeah.
And so this is when Michael Bay's cameo appears.
Yes.
As the director, is directing cameo.
Yeah.
And just they start throwing things at each other and they blow things up.
They explode.
That's it.
There's a lot of critical things that are thrown, and the fact that this is a plutonium plant.
Bad idea.
Yeah. Like there's something that exploded in there.
Yeah.
And it looked very electric. I'm assuming it was powering something.
Oh, there's...
And two of them were thrown at each other
Yeah.
to create an explosion. People are dead. This is a Springfield incident, you know? Homer Simpson's been left at the wheel.
He's pressed the wrong button.
He's pressed the wrong button.
So, yeah. I mean, that's basically it.
That's basically it. So
They throw things at each other.
Yeah.
Then Tia works out that Chris Lee's got the device.
the device,
She throws it. And what does it do when it hits the ground?
it explodes.
It explodes.
Multiple times. It just moves.
Thank you, Michael Bay.
Yes.
And then finally, Tony is released. All right.
From the crutches of Mr. Lee.
That's right. No more Google homeboy Tone.
No.
It's just Tony.
It's just Tony.
Tony. Tony.
Tony.
Tony.
You understand me, Tony?
Hey, you capiche, Tony.
Vinny is Italian, okay?
It's culturally acceptable, all right?
Yeah, you can make fun of yourself.
Yeah.
But that's the end of the movie. That whole film spanned their vacation time because they head back to the Rose Park.
Yeah. She went to sleep twice
Yeah.
at the haunted mansion.
Yeah.
That was it.
That was it.
So it's 3 days.
3 days.
With 3 days.
Short
2 nights.
vacay.
Yeah, short vacay. Hey, they got buttons to press. They got levers to pull.
They got school to do.
No, they don't.
Why not?
Tia and Tony don't.
You'd assume they would.
At Witch Mountain. What,
Yeah.
education at Witch Mountain?
I hope so. Otherwise, Mr. Yo-Yo's going to be driving up that mountain.
He's getting his bloody rocket ship. It's going fine. So yeah, that's it, isn't it?
That's it.
That's
The earthquakes go back to school. The Tony and Tia return to Witch Mountain.
yeah.
The Rock comes up, but that's in another movie.
That's another movie.
That's a completely
Unrelated.
other movie.
The moon.
But yeah, they go. You got any other notes?
I do. So one thing that did happen when they were like Tia was cooling it and Tony was uncooling it. It was just 2 minutes of close-ups of people's faces.
Yeah.
It was Tia's face and then a close-up of the dial when the dial would go down.
Yeah.
And then Tony's face and then another close-up of the dial and it would go up.
Yeah.
And it was just that back and forth. And then an occasional Chris Lee was in it and then they showed Mr. Yo-Yo.
With the scientists.
With the
being like,
scientist.
how can I help in this situation?
Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
And then they bring Mr. Yo-Yo. They're all on the bus, and they're like, "We've got to go back to the Rose Park Stadium to get beamed up, Scotty."
And they get beamed up, Scotty.
They get beamed up, Scotty.
And then they're
"Thanks, kids.
Yeah.
Make sure you stay in school." And they're like, "If we stay in school, will we be as smart as you?" And they're like, "Yes." And I'm thinking, these people are idiots. A lot of them.
But then maybe once they go through the schooling system, they'll realise, hold on a second, we'll never be as smart as you, because now they're not idiots. Now they know.
Hey, education.
Education.
Does wonderful things. All right, so yeah, that's it.
That's it.
That's it.
I've got a fun fact for you. Tia in real life, became the mother of one of the housewives of Beverly Hills.
As in,
That's one of the main characters, the
she
housewives of Beverly
acts
Hills.
as the
Well,
mother.
the Housewives of Beverly Hills is reality TV.
Oh, okay.
But she really is the mother.
She's a real life mother.
Yeah. Shout out to Tia from this movie. Forgot your real name. She's just become sober.
Man,
Rekindling her relationship with her daughter. Ain't that beautiful?
I mean, it's a bit sad.
It's beautiful. It's positive side of
Okay,
things.
so it's sad, and then now it's.
Yeah, it's not sad.
So she was like, it was nice here, and it was a bit.
There was a bit of dark times.
Yeah, and then so you could say her life is like a yo-yo,
But it's back.
but it's back. She's
Yeah.
walking the dog.
Yeah.
Dog meaning narcotics.
I don't know if
she's
I
back.
think, yeah, okay.
She said she was sober.
Yeah, but you can be sober from... Alcohol isn't a narcotic.
Yeah, I'm just meant. I didn't want to say drugs.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair.
Anyway.
Anyway, but that's a fun fact.
Yeah, that's the movie. We completed the movie.
We completed the movie.
I have one question. What is the moral of this story?
The education system is failing our children.
Yep.
Yep. That's what I took from this movie a lot.
That's what I took from this movie. The education is failing our children. Yours and mine specifically.
Yeah.
Our number of children
As parents,
that we have.
As parents, our children are affected by this
Yes.
education system.
Yes.
You know, too many nap lands going on. Like, why do we need to stress out kids with a nap land?
Yeah.
You know?
Take you out of here, Napland.
Do you remember doing the nap land?
Yeah, vaguely.
And what did you get for it?
A number. There was a quantitative measure of my intelligence.
Yeah. You know what I got?
What?
I got a card that said participation.
Did you get a participation card?
Yeah.
Respect.
That means I didn't do well.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
That means like, hey.
That's like we ain't giving you the results because like it might discourage you too much.
Yeah, we're giving out everyone else distinctions, whatever those things were. Like, hey, you did well, and we're giving out all the dummies. We're giving them participation.
Oh man, that's rough.
So the next time that plan was coming along, I was like, oh, how many times did we do it?
I think it was 3.
Next time that thing came along, I was like, man, I never want to do this again.
Damn, that plan.
Thankfully, they weren't giving out participations. They were like, why are we going to give out participations to these people?
All right, so movie's finished. Podcast's coming to a close.
It's coming to a close.
Our time together is coming to a close. What did you think of this movie?
I really enjoyed it. I would have, you know how it was a 5.9? I'm bumping up to a 6.9, maybe 7 out of 10. It was fun. That scene in the museum was great. That's rewatchable. You know why it's rewatchable? Because you can look in the background and see other stuff that you didn't notice last time. Christopher Lee wearing a 3-piece. You know? The 3 pieces of fries, you know what I'm saying?
3 pieces of fries.
Tia was great. The earthquakes were great. Mr. Yo-Yo, great as well. I see no faults in this movie. Except for it pointed out the flaws within the education system as well. Perfect movie. What did you think of this movie, Vincent?
This was terrible.
Whoa.
This is terrible.
Whoa, I didn't see that coming.
I find enjoyment in basically everything.
Everything. You're the man who's impressed by anything.
Yeah.
You know, there's the most interesting man in the world?
Yeah.
You're the most impressed man in the world. You're like, whoa.
I'm impressed.
I'm impressed.
Yeah, that's my catchphrase. I'm impressed.
You've heard it many times throughout this podcast.
Yeah.
Vinny's catchphrase, I'm impressed.
I'm impressed.
And I remember that.
This was terrible.
Oh, no.
This was terrible. It was not fun. It wasn't funny. There was not times I laughed. I finished this, right? I finished this movie and I was like, that is the worst movie I've watched in my life.
Oh, my gosh.
That was terrible. Whoa. And you know what happened?
What?
This morning? Do you know what happened this morning?
You deleted Disney Plus or something?
No, they charged me for Disney Plus. And I was like, you bastard. You got me at my most vulnerable.
Oh my goodness. Does it give you any solace that Frozen 2 is getting released early due to COVID-19?
I haven't seen Frozen 1.
Oh, great film. Great film.
Yeah, well
I
do not recommend.
I did not expect that. I was expecting us to be bouncing the way that we were bouncing during Shaggy DA, to be honest.
It was not a good movie.
Man.
I'd take breaks during it because I was like, oh my goodness, it's too much for me.
Oh,
I couldn't
man.
handle it. No, it was bad.
I was honestly going to say, like, let's do the other Returns, the Witch Mountain movies. You know?
I'm not opposed to doing the other ones.
Okay. Because I think one day we're going to do the Rock one.
I just don't want to do this one ever again.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, I don't think we'll ever revisit any of these movies. We won't do like a, back catalogue episode 100, revisiting that darn cat. Like, I'm not doing that.
Nah.
For you, I will not do this,
I appreciate that.
For our mental health.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. All right, so let's let's wrap it up.
Hit him up with a synopsis real quick.
So the synopsis that I've got, don't watch this movie. That's the synopsis.
Is that it?
That's it.
That's hilarious.
That's it.
My synopsis is not as good as yours, but I would say it. That's hilarious. Don't watch this movie.
Don't watch it. Don't do it to
I cannot
yourself.
believe how much you did not like this
It was
movie.
terrible.
Oh, that's great. Finally, something that you don't like.
Why are you enjoying this?
Because I've been so tired of leaving. Actually, no, I do enjoy it. Of leaving movies that we watched together and me being like, man, that was terrible. You being like, oh, I loved it. You know, there was that cool battle. I was like, Vincent, that was 2 minutes of the movie. You're like, yeah, but that's all right. It was fun. You know?
I was not impressed
Dude, I was impressed.
by this film.
I was impressed. I was using your catchphrase all throughout it. My synopsis is, I would have got away with it too, if it weren't for you kids and that darn goat.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh man, I've no other synopsises, but hey, we should finish it there.
I got one.
Oh, you got one? You actually got one?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
I'm thinking of it right now.
Oh, okay.
Just give me 30 to 40 minutes.
Okay.
No, I ain't got nothing.
Yeah.
I ain't got nothing.
Okay.
I don't even know if I was thinking of anything, to be honest.
You're just thinking about how much you're gonna have to. You've just experienced the terrible movie, and now you're gonna have to sit through the edit
Oh,
and listen back to
goodness
it.
me. It's going to give me, like, flashbacks. I'm going to get flashbacks to this goat. Like,
Dude, Alfred was probably your favourite bit though.
yeah, Alfredo. He was
Alfredo,
alright.
because he's Italian boy.
Yeah, muy bien.
Muy bien. Mucho. That's it. Anyway,
Alright.
let's continue, let's finish it off.
All right,
Wrap it up here.
if you've gotten this far, we have to sincerely thank you
And apologise.
and apologise. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Links will be in the podcast description.
What are you at on
I'm
Instagram?
at the back catalogue. Oh, Instagram. No, I'm not
No,
on Instagram.
sorry, did I say Instagram?
On Twitter,
Twitter.
I'm at the back catalogue.
Yeah.
TH back catalogue.
That's right.
Couldn't put an E, not enough characters.
On Instagram, I'm at ApoKick12.
Yeah.
And look, you know what?
We're on YouTube, the back catalogue.
Oh yeah, we are.
Episodes on YouTube.
We give you the uncut gems.
Yeah.
It's
just
completely uncut. You'll probably see me eating a sandwich today if you watch this one.
watch the process.
Watch the process.
Watch the craft, all right?
It's beautiful. And one thing before we go, wash your damn hands.
And we're out. This is what we're going to do. This is the end.
Oh yeah, dude. So you don't have to put the title card in there. End title card.
No, we don't.
That's right.